page number 349. He is at one with me on this point. In this, at one with means agree. This action is at odds with his declared policy. It means in disagreement. At the outset, I must thank you all. At the outset means in the beginning. He talks at random means aimlessly. I am quite at sea in English, meaning perplexed. Everything is at sixes and sevens here, meaning in disorder. His life is at stake, meaning in danger or in jeopardy. Jeopardy. I shall come by the 15th at the latest. I came at the 11th hour. At the 11th hour meaning at the last moment. He is at the end of his tether. At the end of his tether by spending lavishly, meaning at end of resources. Spelling for tether is T-E-T-H-E-R. He became a brilliant scholar, but only at the expense of his health, meaning at cost of his health. The scheme appears worthless at the first blush, meaning at first sight. The child is at the point of death, meaning about to die. He is at the root of all the trouble, meaning he is cause of all the trouble. At times he loses his temper. At times meaning occasionally. Your deeds are at variance with your words, meaning different from your words. All our attempts failed and we are back to square one, meaning begin over again. Let there be no bad blood between us. Bad blood meaning ill feeling. They left the place bag and baggage meaning with all belongings. I am at your beck and call meaning at your behest. He will come before long means soon. Read the letter between the lines to know his real purpose, meaning find out the secret meaning. Between you and me or between ourselves, both are idioms. I consider him a fool, meaning speaking confidently. Your remarks are beside the mark. Beside the mark meaning wide off the point or irrelevant. IRRELEVANT. Don't worry, he will come back beyond doubt. Beyond doubt meaning without doubt or certainly. His honesty is beyond dispute or question. Idiom is beyond dispute or beyond question. Your success has pleased me beyond measure. Beyond measure means excessively. EXCESSIVELY. He gave himself body and soul to the pursuit of pleasure, meaning wholly, entirely. WHOLLY, wholly, ENTIRELY, entirely. But for you, I would have failed, meaning without you. So idiom is but for. Page number 350. He defeated me by a long chalk. By a long chalk means by far, thoroughly. Do your duty by all means. By all means means in every possible way. The people here are by and large agriculturist, meaning mostly agriculturist. You will feel better by and by. By and by means soon. He shone in life by dint of industry means through, THROUGH. He shows great energy by fits and starts. By fits and starts means impulsively and irregularly. I shall get the thing by fair means or foul. By fair means or foul means by hook or by crook. These are two idioms. By fair means or foul is also an idiom. By hook or by crook is also an idiom, meaning by any means, direct or indirect. This is by far the best solution, means without any doubt. The country has progressed by leaps and bounds, meaning at a rapid rate. He is the best man here by long odds. By long odds, ODDS odds, means by far. He comes to power by means of treachery, means through, THROUGH. I can by no means agree to do it, means certainly not. He got the lift by reason of seniority, means on account of. I said this only by the way means in passing. I told him by and by that you had come, meaning in passing. He must have reached home by this time. By this time means by now. They nursed the patient by turns. By turns means one after another. He succeeded by virtue of hard work, means on account of. I say this by way of a reminder. I am tired of doing the same work day in and day out. Day in and day out means every day. What a pity to see all his efforts running down the drain. Down the drain means wasted. It is pity that a good man like him should be down and out. Down and out means go down hopelessly in the world. He looks down in the mouth. Down in the mouth means out of spirits. He comes here ever and anon, ANON. Ever and anon means often. He is fair and square in his dealings, means he is honest in his dealings. I want only fair field and no favor. Fair field and no favor justice, meaning impartial justice. He is far and away the best boy here, means he is beyond comparison. The news spread far and near or far and wide. Far and near or far and wide meaning everywhere. The visits of my friends are far and few between. Far and few between means rare. The invader carried fire and sword wherever he went, meaning destruction. Inquire about this first and foremost. First and foremost, first of all. Flesh and blood cannot endure such insults. Meaning, flesh and blood meaning human nature with emotions, weakness, etc. He left the country for good, meaning for good and all means forever. I did this for the sake of peace between us. Page number 351. He talked in a free and easy manner, meaning openly, unrestricted manner. This has been the custom here from time immemorial. From time immemorial means for very ancient times. I come here from time to time. From time to time means occasionally. He will live at my house for the time being. For the time being means for a short period of time, but not permanently. Your words are gall and wormwood to me. Gall and wormwood means hateful. G-A-L-L gall, W-A-R-M-W-O-O-D wood, wormwood. The two are at it, hammer and tongs, to prove their points. Hammer and tongs means argue or fight with a lot of energy and noise. H-A-M-M-E-R hammer, T-O-N-G-S tongs. The thief was tied hand and foot. Hand and foot means securedly. S-E-C-U-R-E-D-L-Y. I am hand and glove with him, meaning I am very intimate with him. There are no hard and fast rules in this matter, meaning fixed rules. Vidyasagar was head and heart, a great man, meaning both in intellect and in feelings. There is no competition, they are head and shoulder above the rest, meaning very much. I cannot make head or tail of what you say, meaning I cannot understand what you say. The head and front of my offense is this, meaning the main part is this. He tried heart and soul to help me, meaning earnestly, E-A-R-N-E-S-T-L-Y. There were only a few men here and there. Here and there means scattered. Mr. Roy was left high and dry by his relatives when he lost all his money, means he was abandoned by his relatives. He is loved by all, high and low, meaning all without exception. I searched high and low for the missing things, meaning I searched everywhere. I hate a hole and corner policy, meaning secret policy. I heard a hue and cry there. Hue and cry means outcry. O-U-T-C-R-Y. The order has been kept in abeyance. A-B-E-Y-A-N-C-E. In abeyance, meaning in a state of suspension. They left the place in a body. In a body means together. He came in accordance with my advice, meaning according to my advice. He maintained the records in apple pie order. In apple pie order means in perfect order. His health is in a bad way means not good. The affair of the firm are in a bad way. The patient is in a fair way to recovery means he is gradually improving. I was placed in a dilemma by his request, meaning faced with the choice between things that are equally undesirable. He is in deep water and needs your help. This means in deep water means great difficulty. I am in a fix and want your advice, meaning I am puzzled. I am in a hole from which only you can save me. I was placed in a dilemma by his request. अच्छा, so I am in a fix. I know the ins and outs of the matter. Ins and outs means full details. Page number 352. The affairs are in a mess. In a mess. In a mess here means in great disorder. Give the story in a nutshell. In a nutshell means briefly. In as much as you are repentant, I pardon you this time means since you are repentant, I pardon you this time. Tell me in a word what you want. In a word meaning briefly. He is in bad odor with decent people for his foul language, meaning he is unpopular because of giving offense. Put it down in black and white, meaning in writing. He was murdered in broad daylight, in case you fail, what will you do? Meaning what will you do in case of failure? In case of. The trial was held in camera means privately, not in public. He was murdered in cold blood meaning deliberately without any provocation. He came here in connection with that case. I am late in consequence of an accident. In consequence of means as the result of. I pardon you in consideration of your youth, meaning considering your youth. He said this in course of conversation, meaning during conversation. I said this in defense of my conduct, meaning in support of my conduct. He acted in defiance of orders, meaning against the orders. Do your work in earnest, meaning seriously and sincerely. He gave me this book in exchange for my pen, meaning in replacement of my pen. He retired in favor of his friend. In fine, he assured me of his support, meaning in short, or to sum up. In a sentence, I am reading an idiom twice. The words repeated in one sentence are idioms. I was glad to see him in fine fettle after his illness, meaning happy and healthy. That law is no longer in force, meaning valid. The enemy came in force, meaning in large numbers. A tree stands in front of my house. Answer in full. Music was in full swing when I came. In full swing means full operation. I did this in good faith. In good faith meaning in honest belief. Please take my advice in good part meaning in good sense. His help stood me in good stead meaning was of great help. He is in his spirits meaning cheerful or joyful. Though still in his teens, he has made a name as a speaker. He is in his element in politics, meaning in congenial position, CONGENIAL. Page number 353. His deeds are in keeping with his words, meaning consistent with his words. I repaid his rudeness in kind meaning in something of the same kind. The farmers paid their rent in kind meaning in goods. Page number 353. He gave me land in lieu of cash, meaning in place of. He has been playing for the last 1 hour, but his jersey is in mint condition. In mint condition meaning unsoiled or as if new. I shall in no case go there, meaning never go there. I finished the work in no time. In no time means very quickly. He is in no way inferior to me, meaning by no means. He said this in order to encourage him. He went there in opposition to my advice, meaning against my advice. He is your equal in point of merit, meaning as regards. He came in person to see me, meaning personally. In pursuance of your advice, I went to see him, meaning according to your advice. The police went there in quest of a thief, meaning in search of. I have nothing to say in regard to that, meaning I have nothing to say regarding that. He is senior to me in respect of service, meaning in point of service. The cost will be ₹50 in round numbers, meaning roughly. He troubles me with his request in season and out of season, meaning at all times. Give the story in short, meaning briefly. In spite of hard labor, he failed, meaning despite hard labor. Instead of coming here, he has gone home. The rumor of his resignation is in the air, meaning spreading about. You appear to be in the blues, meaning melancholy. I am in the dark about his purpose, meaning ignorant about his purpose. You look as though you were in the doldrums or dumps, meaning in very low spirits. I shall be ruined in the event of my failure, meaning in the case of. He persevered in the face of all opposition, meaning against all opposition. I am in the good books of my master, meaning I am in graces, I have favor with my master. He came in the guise of a beggar, means he came dressed as a beggar. He is in the leading strings of his brother, means he is guided by his brother. The theft was committed in league with the servant, meaning in alliance with the servant. I shall reconsider the matter in the light of these facts. Trust must win in the long run. In the long run means ultimately. Some administrative changes are in the pipeline. They will be implemented soon, meaning waiting to be considered. Page number 354. 54. He was calm in the midst of danger. The police came in the nick of time. In the nick of time means just in time. The company is in the red right from the inception, meaning in debt, DEBT. He is trying hard for the post and is still in the running, meaning have some chance of winning. Similarly, out of the running means having no chance of winning. Let us meet the situation boldly. We are in the same boat, meaning have the same danger to face. I was in the seventh heaven at the news of my son's success, meaning extremely happy. He made undue haste and was in the soup for his utter rashness, meaning in serious difficulties. He acted in the tenth of strong opposition, meaning in defiance of, DEFIANCE. I do not like to stand in the way of his promotions. I shall return in time, meaning by the proper time. The thief will be caught in time, meaning sooner or later. He did the calculations in the twinkling of an eye, meaning very quickly. He is in the van of every activity of our club, meaning in leadership. Famine followed in the wake of the invader after. There is something in the wind, meaning there are signs that some steps is being secretly prepared. I was in two minds about what I should do, meaning I was unsure of what to do. In view of what you say, I pardon you this time, means considering what you say. This dress is much in vogue, means fashion. I shall not give up a jot or title of my rights, means even a little bit. All his kith and kin left him. Kith and kin means blood relations and kinsfolk, not kiths and kins. It has to be kith and kin. Meetings were held throughout the length and breadth. Length and breadth means the whole extent of the country. He is the life and soul of the club, meaning he is the main support of the club. The enemy surrendered like a lamb to our advancing soldiers, meaning without resistance. He cared only for the loaves and fishes of office, meaning personal gains. The office was shifted from here, lock, stock and barrel. Lock, stock and barrel means entirely. Lock, stock and barrel of a gun make the complete weapon, and hence the idiom. Formerly, our country flow with milk and honey. Milk and honey means abundance. His performance was of milk and water kind. Milk and water means dull. He was turned out neck and neck, and we cannot say who will win, meaning running even in a race, competition or contest.